Welcome to the next episode of the Beach Court Podcast. The normal crew is here with you this week. We're going to talk about the recent Pokemon news that was announced this week, break down everything that is new, some new regionals that were announced, some rules that are going into effect this week that we want to remind you about. So stay tuned for that. And then to wrap up the episode, we're going to talk about the Mega Evolutions today. We'll have our trivia segment in between for sure. We're going to talk about Mega Evolutions, and we're going to build our dream pack of cards. And this is cards that we want out of the set. So we're going to be breaking down what is our dream pack. And let me tell you, we've come up with some wild packs. So make sure you stay tuned until the end to kind of hear what we think about the set and some of the cards coming out in that set. My name is Eric Ridgway. We have Max Corker in here, Parker Greenwald. Boys, how was your week and weekend? What'd you guys do this week?
So I've had a busy week and I've pretty much just been working. But Thursday we played in a league challenge at Cool Stuff. Started 3-0. I was feeling good. I hit a Raging Bolt who was playing Eric's list. Eric's genius list. If you haven't seen it on Twitter yet, go find it
So you
because
won beating Eric's genius list, right?
no,
Psych!
no.
Psych!
Absolutely not. I lost because it was just so much better than my deck. But um, in all honesty, it was a really close game. There was like 10 different things that like if I had it would have increased my chances of winning, but I just did not draw into those pieces. So I just ended up IDing for prize support. I got like 27 or $28 of store credit. And my opponent that beat me decided to just ID the last round because he just wanted the prize support. I was like, dang, man. Not that I
For the love of
ever.
the game,
Yeah. Not that I
for the
like.
love of the 15 championship point.
Bro,
Yeah.
into a very favored matchup too. I was like, bro. I was talking to him afterwards. He's like, he said he hit like three Pulp Dusk that night. I was like, sick.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, yeah, the list is Raging Bolt with 3 to 4 energy switch, three researches, and we're just attacking my baby bolt as early as possible, as often as possible, and for as much damage as possible. I've been kind of going off of this list. The craziest play from this week that I was talking to my group about is I was playing against Goldango, and they were down all air balloons and Turo, and I went Prime Catcher, Genesect, Jamming Tower, and then hit their Goldango on the bench for 270 with my baby bolt, and then they insta conceded the next turn. So
How does the Goldango run out of air balloons and Turos against Raging Bolts? Like,
well,
I have some questions for this
he had
Goldango
sorry,
player.
he had a balloon on Genesect, but he didn't have any. I don't think he played any stadiums at all. Because I didn't. Maybe
When will they learn?
yeah, no. I was like a jamming tower hit for 270. Like, let's go next, bud.
uh,
Max, how about you? What's your week and weekend?
yeah, weekend's been pretty chill. Really, it's just kind of like a little low key. I'm back feeling better. Just trying to get back into some habits, taking care of some chores around the house, getting back to the gym, kind of stuff like that. I did play in the same league challenge as Parker. I decided, I've been playing Goldango lately, but I've actually really been enjoying some Pult Dusknor on the ladder and just kind of like in between. Like if I'm playing games over the table, I'm not playing Goldango, so I'm playing like some Pultnor. So I was like, let me play some Pultnor to the challenge, it should be fine. And then I hit a friend, local guy Andres, and flips over Wellspring, and I'm going first. And I'm thinking like, okay, he's probably playing like Terrabox or like Flareon maybe. So I like have my Badoo active. I like Nest Ball for a Dreepy. I don't have a very strong hand, and I just get my Dreepy out and then pass. And then turns out he's playing Ogre Box. So his hand, he literally just has in hand where I was like Ogre Pond, Teal Dance, Nest Ball, Teal Dance ends plan, Prism Energy. It just has the donk right away. But also I was kind of thinking about this, and I'll talk about it on the pod this week too. Where it was like, so that's a spot, and you've seen it before at your locals too, right? Where something like this happens, and then you're like, oh man, got so unlucky, nothing I could have done, I just got donked. And then later I was thinking, it's like, well, I did have a Halucha. That wasn't really, obviously it'd be bad to put it on the bench for no effect, but I think looking back, I was like, well, I should have assumed that, hey, since I'm at locals, since probably the locals here would prefer like our locals would prefer playing Ogre Box to like a Terror Box or a Flareon if they're playing Wellspring. So maybe could have assumed it was a deck that could do that. And I had Iona in my hand, so I could have been like, okay, well maybe I should have just benched the Hlucha for no effect, retreated into the Hlucha, and then had a Dreepy or a Badoo down. So either my Dreepy stays alive, so I have to cloak, or I have Badoo alive, so I can go Iono counter catcher like Itchy like maybe get back into it.
Yeah.
But I just mentioned that because I invite anyone listening to yeah, sometimes you definitely get some bad luck and like right either way, right, can I come back from having my only dream be knocked out and having two prizes taken immediately on the first turn of the game? Like I'm not sure. But I think instead of immediately like writing that off and saying, "Oh, I got so unlucky," or there's something I could have done, start to think, "Okay, is there something I could have done? Was there a low odds play that I could have maybe gone for, or like a or something to go to prevent you to getting in that situation, right? Even in Eric's example, like getting rid of the air balloons or not playing stadiums or getting rid of the Turos, where it's like, okay, this is how I lose the game if I get stuck with this, then like, could I have done something to allow me to have my resources available as opposed to, oh, I just couldn't find it. It's like, well, no, you discarded a Turo earlier with the superior and like now you didn't have it, and now you do need it and you got rid of it. So it wasn't that you got so unlucky you didn't draw into it, it was that you had one and got rid of it. So
Right.
an invitation to everyone to like think about, maybe like how you can, analyzing your losses a little bit better and saying, hey, what actually could I have done as opposed to just dismissing it as luck. But anyways, I'll shut up because
No,
that
it's
was my
good.
weekend.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's super solid advice. We talk about learning on the podcast literally all the time. For me, my week did not come to the challenge on Thursday. I was just hanging out with family. We had our fantasy draft on Wednesday. We didn't mention that, Max, but that was a lot of fun. Had our little Pokemon fantasy draft, 16-person league. It was super deep. We're gonna talk about football for the next couple minutes. So if you don't like football,
Oh
fast
yeah,
forward.
yeah. Yeah. Gotta get the Florida State content.
Uh,
Apologies to any Bama fans currently listening to the podcast.
but yeah,
Just skip ahead 3 minutes.
it is full on football season here in the Ridgeway household. Gotta have my son there. Me and him with the Florida State on yesterday, and my expectations going into the season are like a little low still. We went 2-10 last season, but we beat number 8 Bama yesterday by 14 points,
Yes.
and there's some pictures out there of Bama fans, doing some obscene gestures to the camera at the end of the game, and they were not happy. So Bama fans listening, I still love you. You're great at Pokemon, and you're a great Pokemon friend. And I'm sorry, but you're Bama, so deal with it. You've had success. You'll be fine. And next week, I'm looking forward to. We got the Jaguars coming up, so hopefully, gonna be a good football season for this household. We'll find out. So I was pretty busy, just kind of like football mostly this week, and I'll be back at locals this week though. So
Cool. Yeah, I mean, obviously not a competition between the Florida Gators and the Florida State Seminoles, but we beat our team by 55 and didn't even let them score a single point. So, the Long Island University Sharks had no chance against the Gators. So,
the who?
exactly. So,
Yeah, play a real team, buddy.
mhm. We'll do plenty of that in the SEC, buddy.
Oh yeah, how'd the
Hey,
SEC do this weekend?
we play teams like Alabama. Oh wait.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What
No.
Texas do against Ohio State, but
No,
Mr. SEC?
honestly, I am here for Alabama's downfall.
Yeah. See, you more than
So,
anyone should be happy that Bama lost.
yeah.
Exactly.
But any Alabama fans of the Beach Court podcast,
We
we
love you.
actually are Bama fans. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm definitely not a Bama fan.
Great. Now
All
they
right.
just unsubscribed.
Ooh.
Comment below your favorite football team. Let me know what you guys are rooting for this year. But let's move on to our recent changes. So, actually, some positive feedback for Pokemon here. They didn't shadow drop changes to the rules and things like they usually do. Usually, just shadow drop a regional, and we're just left in the dark. Like this time, they like had a tweet prepared. Chris Brown retweeted it. Had a link. Here's a link to the previous documentation, and here's the things we changed. So they changed a lot of stuff related to like most other tournaments that don't relate to TCG, but there is some TCG impacts to the changes that they did that we do want to call out. Um, they did add a new regional date for North America. They did add some. I think Melbourne got added also, and some other Brazilian regionals got added as well. But the ones that we'll focus on this podcast, Seattle was added. February 27th through February 29th is the next regional announced. So right now there's a big gap between Vegas and Seattle. Um, so boys, what do you think?
But
Do
we
you
have
think
a Toronto regionals in the middle of that.
oh, Toronto's between that?
Yes, yeah.
What's Toronto's
In
date?
January, I
In
believe. So I
January.
think there's nothing on the calendar yet for December. I think we had like San Antonio
San
like last
Antonio.
December. So like
Yeah.
actually I think it was Toronto we had December. January was San Antonio. But
Yeah.
again, good to see more dates getting announced. But like if there's a regional in December, like we gotta know pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say, like, do
mean,
you think we're gonna get one in December? Like, what are your thoughts currently?
There
I
was
think
like a Illinois looking one and like Orlando-ish. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, it'd be weird if we didn't get one, I guess. But like in theory, I mean, they could just go and do, hey, we'll do a March, May, or like March, April, May regional before
Because
NAIC and like
we
call
got
those
what?
three.
Pittsburgh, Milwaukee,
But
Vegas, Toronto,
Toronto,
Seattle.
yep. So then if we have three more regionals, that puts us at eight.
Can see it.
So I think with Seattle though, this does probably mean the departure of both Vancouver and Portland. I think it'd be unlikely that they put them near that. Again, with Seattle being so
I mean, they
close.
might do Portland again at the end of the year.
Potential. I mean, I feel like Seattle and like Portland are like
Yeah, they are. They kind of
closer.
are.
But also, I mean, also like for the West Coast regionals, right before we had Sacramento, but now the World Championships is in San Francisco, so it doesn't really make sense. I mean, so are we going to do a regional in Sacramento and then come
Yeah,
back
yeah.
for the Worlds, or do we go back and do like a San Diego, like a South California regional, like we've seen in the past, or like Los Angeles, and they put finals in the arena again just for fun. So,
Maybe they're gonna do. Maybe they're gonna pull the Dallas Cowboys and go to Green Bay, Wisconsin.
oh boy. Well, I mean, we already got Milwaukee already. That's like
Yeah, that's
it's
basically the
actually
same
kind of
thing.
close.
um, yeah. So that's Seattle. Parker, you gonna try to make it to Seattle?
Sheesh. We will try.
Seattle's fun, dude. Seattle's a nice city. I like
Is
Seattle.
it?
Yeah, it's pretty. There's some pretty stuff to do there.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
I've never actually been to Seattle. I mean, Nintendo of America is based out of like nearby Seattle, so it does kind of make sense as like a hub locate, like as a regional location.
Yeah.
But Vancouver's only like a few hour drive from there, so maybe it's been like close enough this whole time.
Yeah, I know I saw some Canadian friends being pretty upset about like the potential for like less Canadian regionals this season.
Yeah, that's what I mean too. I mean, again, if we're not getting Vancouver, then there isn't really like a great other location in Canada to have a regional.
Because last year we had what, just Vancouver and Toronto?
Yes, yeah. So if it's Seattle, then it's like we're probably not doing Vancouver, but
Yeah.
it's still close, still driving distance. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens. So the next topic for TCG news we wanted to go over, and this one's more of a reminder because as we're recording this, it's almost September 1st. So September 1st, the new rule changes go into effect. So this will be all of your locals, all of your challenges, all your cups, all your regionals, all of your ICs, everything going forward. If you do not finish your match, whether it be a best of three or a best of one, instead of going to a plus three turns overtime rule like you used to, you'll be going to plus one turns. So it's the same procedures that you do and use today, whereas the active player, their turn zero, and then the following player is turn one, turn two, and turn three subsequently. So now it'll just be plus one, and it's going to have a pretty big impact on kind of how you play and address that at regionals and even locals. Max, what are your thoughts about this rule change and where you think it's going to impact the most?
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, where we're going to see the impact the most when it comes to like a regional and just even your local tournaments is tournaments are going to run faster. There'll be less downtime in between, and even at regional championships, they mentioned, hey, there's gonna be a maximum of 10 minutes to complete that plus one turn.
That's
So
right. That's right.
before we've seen cases before where I mean, and I know everyone here on the podcast, maybe you at home, if you've been to a regional, you've seen this before, where 15 minutes round, you get done in 40 minutes, and you're like walking around and you're chilling, and it's
Oh,
been 10 minutes, and then it's been 20 minutes, and then it's been 30 minutes, and it's like I'm like it's been like it's 10 o'clock and we haven't started round two yet. Like sometimes that happens, right? There these have these long extensions, and then things take a while resolving the three turns. So I think we will be seeing like a faster tournament being run overall, which I think is a positive. Some of the time, like it does take a long time to run a tournament, and even your local tournaments, right? If you're playing a weekday tournament and you gotta, got work the next day or got school the next day or whatever it is, then just a little bit of shorter time in between will help things move a little sooner. I think when it comes to like a regional level though, it's gonna be tricky, and I think like giving less time is just a tricky with like how the game is played, even at the local level, right? Like 20 to 25 minutes is kind of like the sweet spot to play a game of Pokemon. But you've seen it at your locals too, right? Some people are newer, it's a trickier matchup, or things get weird, then it's like they're at 30 minutes type of thing for the game, or time gets called and then they're wrapping things up. So, but now at a regional, like, for 50 minutes, you need an average game to take like, yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
little faster, right? Because before, I feel like before I've had plenty of times where I have a game three where you get into like a couple turns of game three and then you have the +3 to finish it. So it's okay, well, so each of us can take a two prize knockout and like resolve the game. But that means your 20-minute game has to get down to like 18 minutes or something. Or I should run the math at some point, but like an 18-minute game, so that way like you're starting game three sooner and then can clean it up. So like it's and the tricky part about that really is that you now have these awkward spots with your opponents. If it's someone who's newer, then you like need them to play faster because you need to finish three games in 50 minutes. Or alternatively, you and your opponent are effectively, whether you know it or not, agreeing to play a best of one because you allow the first game to go for 35 minutes, and then game two has no chance of finishing, especially now with a +1 instead of a +3. So I think that's the biggest thing. It just puts like the tournament in a weird spot where you don't want to be in a spot where you just have to play best of ones and then play a meaningless game two,
Yeah.
or get donked in game two and have no chance of finishing game three, or you need to like artificially rush through your games. But I think it's just the community as a whole isn't ready to play as fast as they need to for these rule changes and the time requirements at a regional.
What do you think, Parker? What's the impact to locals or to you or anything that you're going to see? Are you gonna implement the +10 rule as well at locals or
Yeah,
just the
yeah,
plus
of
one?
course. Yeah, yeah, of course. I think that I think it's good for locals because like sometimes it does just run long and it's nobody's fault. It just happens. Like sometimes, like on our World Championship Day, we had some newer players. There's like 44 players or something like that. Like it just took a while because there were that many games, so many variables. And plus there were like some people that don't usually show up to locals. Like there's one guy who was like brand new. He was like, "Yeah, I just bought this deck. I play it on live." And like he was not like he's kind of struggling and like during the game with like like what the cards actually
The
do
shuffling
because
and the
yeah,
cutting and
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
On live, you have 20 minutes for just your stuff, and it
yeah,
also shuffles and searches the deck for you, right?
yeah,
So like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it's tough. I think I don't know. I don't feel good about the rule yet, and and I'm trying to think of it from a viewer's perspective instead of just a player, because a lot of the time, like matches already end in ties on stream and things, and they don't give these stream players any time advantage or additional time, for the procedures are a little different when you're on stream and things, and I really it's frustrating to watch a match that's really well played and a tie. So we'll see what happens. I do think players, to Max's point, you have to learn and to adapt with it, and you got to play faster. You got to concede faster. You got to know what the smart mathematical choice is, and the smart mathematical choice, like you said, might be just stick it out in game one and play the long game one and risk losing it because of the variance that happens later in the game, right? And if you lose it, then maybe you're playing a best of one, right? So we'll see what happens, with that rule change. But
yeah. I think even like with that, it's like the community again, like, and I think most locals are like best of one 30 minutes,
yeah,
right? So like, but like now at a regional, like the ask is like play like twice as fast, basically,
yeah,
which is, I mean, like, and that's why I say like I don't know if like the community even like sets itself up to succeed with that, right? If the culture around the game or like the mentality around the game was like hey, yeah, you should be finishing a game of Pokemon in less than 20 minutes, and this is easier.
Ooh, that's
It's
actually
like
interesting. I
because
wonder
like
if
what if locals was best of one
right,
20
20
minutes
minutes, right? I wonder if
or
because
best of one 15 minutes and you have more time at a regional, right? Like I mean like that would be wild. But
our
like it's a reality.
our friend Lyric, just moved to Europe, and she said that like pretty much all like the challenges and locals are all best of three.
Yeah,
And
I've heard that.
I wonder if there's an interesting data analysis that could be done. It says what's the tie rate of like at American regionals versus like European regionals, and see if like is there any correlation to that? Because like that's a cool data point if it is. All right, let's move on. We got more time rule related to time rules. It's not actually time rules, but this is in regard to the Swiss round. So previously, we did know at major events that we were going to get one additional Swiss round. They were calling for it for a long time with the recent changes because a top 32 ASIM, I think only could have happened like maybe once or twice since it's been implemented, and it hasn't happened at all. However, we have had a lot of like larger ASIMs, and we've had groups of people that seem like they can't make cut at X2 or X21, and weird tie situations. So we know we need more Swiss rounds to allow for those things to kind of play out a little bit more. So we knew we were getting at least one more Swiss round. Pokemon's announced how they're going to adjust the Swiss tournament rounds now. So all age divisions at these tournaments, if they have at least 65 participants, will have one additional round of Swiss pairings. The additional round will make it more likely that trainers with records of X2 or better will reach asymmetrical top 8. This additional Swiss round will also improve the tournament experience as competitors vie for top cut placements and cash prizes in final matches, right? So that means that like they're trying to add this extra round to also help with the money bubble where
Mhm.
you don't have a win and in the top 8 and then you lose that and you don't make money, right? Hopefully that's going to eliminate this with this extra round. And the next piece is very critical that you're talking about. For most age divisions, Swiss Phase 1 will feature 8 Swiss tournament rounds with rounds scheduled to either conclude on day one or continue into day two of a tournament. Since this can fluctuate, it's best to review each tournament schedule as provided by a tournament organizer. And so we have dug deep into the rule book and found the updated table for the Swiss Phase 2 qualification and the championship format. So what they really mean is they have changed the total Swiss rounds. So again, we were getting one more. We thought it was going to be 9 rounds day one if you're at like 2,000 players, 5 rounds day two, but that's not the case. So if there is 2,049 players through 4,096, so through that group, then we'll have 8 rounds on day one with a 16-point match threshold to make it to phase two, and then 6 rounds on day two. Which this brings a lot of interesting things into play, such as your flight going home on Sunday, right? You can no longer kind of put it at that like 2 o'clock mark and probably, expect to make it pretty easily, even if you don't make top cut. So keep that in mind as you're booking your coming home flights. Um, and they do have one category that's 4,097 through 8,192 players. So we have a large category there. Maybe we'll hit it NAIC, and that will have 9 rounds day one, 6 round day two. I said a lot there, a lot to unpack. Parker, what are your immediate thoughts on these kind of Swiss round changes and how it's going to apply to our tournaments?
So I think it definitely needed to happen. Like I said it from like the beginning of the year that like, 4 rounds in day two, like there's so many people with like the same record and stuff and like there's just like it just I feel like it felt bad. Like I didn't day two at all last season, but like I feel like, 4 rounds, like you're just like warming up kind of. Like I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, kind of.
Um but I think it's cool. So like with the time rule being like the plus one 10 minute and then like it being mostly like 8 rounds, like I don't think we'll hit 9 rounds, like maybe
Yeah,
EUIC or NAIC, but like They want the tournaments to go
I mean,
faster.
you're looking at like 8 hours, right? I mean, 50,
Yeah,
50 plus 10 is 60, and then you got a little bit of turnover there. You're looking at
yeah,
9 hours, maybe,
yeah. I'm expecting like 70-minute rounds
Yeah,
basically, rather than like sometimes like
90.
time's called and then you gotta wait like 45 minutes for like the next round. Like I think they'll be like quicker and like yeah, you can tell like they want the times. They're like they want the tournaments to finish quicker. But I don't know. Being 8 rounds means that like making day two is also technically easier this year than it was last year because like most tournaments were 9 rounds like in the states and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
like I don't know. I think it's a good change overall.
Parker still salty for the first tournament last year.
This first and second.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that 6-2-1 or the 6-3 when 6-2-1 when it didn't do anything for you.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a lot of good here. Again, I think the real big change is that pretty much all tournaments in North America are going to be 8 rounds day one and need to go 5-2-1. So that is just like a lower threshold. And also importantly, like it allows more people to play like more competitive games of Pokemon to have that chance in that day two. And also everyone entering at 5-2-1, probably at that point, like has a chance to like, make a good run in the tournament, right? They have enough games the next day that they go and play. They can go from 5-2-1 and end up at 11-2-1, right? If they need
Yeah.
to. And I think that opportunity as a whole, again, it lets more people play more valuable games of Pokemon. I think this also helps. Again, you don't have to play quite as long of a day on the first day instead of a 9 round day that's like very long. And at the end, you're like struggling at your winning in. It's like you have one less hour of that theoretically. Now day twos here do get a good chunk longer, but it is a slightly smaller tournament. Again, I think letting more people play more competitive games of Pokemon is like net positive for the game. Yes, you do have bigger day twos. Yes, you do have longer day twos. But again, making day two here means that you're getting more games against that top level competition, more games to prove yourself and to get warmed up. And again, we saw plenty of cases before. I know there were plenty of top players calling for it. EUIC that a 5-2-1, or sorry, a 6-2-1 day one, and then win four in a row and weren't even in contention for cut, right? So I know that those players especially are happy to have an extra round or so back to better vie for that
Yeah.
competition. And anything to help the money bubble and those kind of the win and ins and the money bubble is a positive. So
The
yes,
money
it's more
bubbles have been
rounds. Yes,
brutal.
it's harder this way, but the more rounds will often reward the stronger player. And I think we want a tournament structure where the stronger players, the players that show up that are well prepared with their deck, are able to capitalize on playing more games of Pokemon and winning more of those.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the potential of stream impacts with these rules. When you combine the 10-minute timer rule and you combine this with 8 Swiss rounds day one, maybe they start the stream earlier than round 3 or 4 on regular regionals
Yeah.
because of the amount of time that because it usually is labor laws and stuff like that. That's why they got to start so much later.
Mhm.
I would hope that eventually they will start to stream more rounds of coverage at regionals, just like they do ICs. So that's what I'm hoping to come out of this. I did just check Limitless to see if the Swiss calculator was updated yet. It is not updated yet. I'm sure Robin will get on that. But yeah, it does mean that more players will make day two. Um, more players will have a chance to make top cut. So that's net positive for the game, and that's really all I care about.
I think it's also interesting is that like we'll see more rounds on the second day of competition than the first day for these 2,000 plus person tournaments.
For
And when you
streams, you
think
mean?
total, when you think
Yeah,
total
yeah,
rounds,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because you'll have 8 rounds on Saturday, and then
They'll do
6 rounds on
five.
Sunday,
Yeah,
plus you'll have ASIM,
yeah,
plus top eight, top four finals, right? So that's why I'm almost like you could almost start earlier on day one, but like you couldn't even start that much earlier on day two because you like have to
sure.
still have to play so many rounds that day.
I know that recently they haven't really shown ASIM rounds on stream for the most part. Because
Well,
like
that's not just a
usually,
planning thing.
yeah, well, yeah,
Like they'll
because if
show
they
two top eight rounds if
they'll
they
show two
can.
top eights, right? Yeah, exactly. They'll show two top eights instead of an ASIM, right?
Well, that's just because they want like anytime, like once the ASIM rounds are done, like they need them to get going into the top eight
Sure,
matches. They say,
sure.
hey, when we know that this top eight match is like we know what it's going to be, then we can do this, and we say, oh look, this top
Right,
eight
right.
match from ASM hasn't started yet. Let's throw them on stream. We'll do a top eight B, which I think I'm fine with that. Unfortunately, it's a bummer to like miss some of those like intense ASIM games. Like I know at like Worlds in Hawaii, like we really wanted to see Michael Davidson versus like Rahul, like oh the winning into top eight at Worlds, like such an epic match. But they're like, hey, we got a lot of games to play. We can't be waiting on that. So
All
like
right.
unfortunate to miss it, but I get it.
And the last news that we want to talk about is currently the most controversial kind of news that we got this week. Pokemon gave us very little to like no information about this, about when it's going to start, etc., etc. I'm going to read verbatim what they said, and this is in regards to Pokemon TCG Open Deck List. At select Pokemon TCG Championship Series events, tournament organizers may reveal complete competitor deck lists to the public and all other competitors at specific phases of the tournament. Events that provide open deck list will reveal this information to competitors during registration. What does that mean? That means that Pittsburgh will not have open deck list. None of the regionals that are planned for Frankfurt and Monterey will have open deck list. I think Milwaukee registration's already happened. Yes,
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Milwaukee will not have open deck lists, so they may do this, and they can do it during phase two. They can do it during Top Cut. They could do it for the whole tournament. They can do it for anything they want. We have no prescription for this, but they have to tell us during registration is what this says. So that means that none of these tournaments that we have coming up will have this rule, but they are opening the potential for this in the future, and it's caused some stir on Twitter and X and Facebook and wherever else you like kind of get your Pokemon news. Maybe if you're on this podcast, maybe you're like itching to comment like I hate open deck lists. Let us know below. It's going to be interesting, right? VGC has open deck lists or open team sheets. Go has open team sheets. Everywhere else, like you have this kind of like skill level. Max, I'll start with you. Takes, reactions. How you feeling?
Yeah, I think it's interesting if we're doing open deck list just for every single round of the tournament, then that does change things kind of completely where you still want to know how your opponent decks works together, but then you lose a lot of advantage of maybe your surprise card inclusions. Or but then at the same time you don't have, what your opponent has access to and what they do not. So that allows for some more skill in there, but I and like again, I don't really have context for TCGs in the rest of the space, but when I think of the concept of hey, you bring your 60 card deck, you've put together a certain combo, and right for Pokemon or for any other games, and this is what like you've chosen to bring, and that is kind of your bag of tricks, right? What you decide to bring with you. So I kind of like that concept of saying, hey, I can put a surprise tech in here, or build the deck the way that I want to meet my play, and my opponent might not be privy to all of that. Um, Now, I think the most like realistic and probably the first application we'll see of this is open deck lists for top cut. And I am okay with that because there's a bit of like an information disparity out there in the world and like, Pokemon world and communities, where at some tournaments, right, the one player can have a team of players that's scouting and like, I mean, I've done this at tournaments too, where it's saying like, hey, I was looking at this person's deck on stream, and I think this is what they play in case you run into them. Um,
Yep.
and is that fair to have in the final stages of a tournament when it's like, oh hey look, I had my folks at home, watching every single screen by screen of your stream match, and I haven't been on stream, so you have no information about my deck, right? Is that information disparity fair? And I think the answer to that would be no. Um, but again, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, if we were to go to a full tournament of open team sheets, then it would be quite a different game that we're playing. I don't think everything about open deck lists is bad. I'm curious to see how it's implemented and how it actually ends up working. Parker, what do
Parker,
you
what are
think?
your takes?
So VGC switched to open team sheets, and I think like a loud majority of players in the community like the change. They love it actually. Um, so and like VGC, it is a bit different than TCG, but like even I've experienced it myself, like playing Showdown on the ladder. I see like a Therian Landorus, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna intimidate, he's gonna brick break, he's gonna do all this, and They send it out, and then boom, it's like the sheer force life orb, like hit me with like earth power, like ice beam or hidden power ice or whatever it was, and like oh well, I picked my first guy wrong because I thought he'd be running this set, and like that was just kind of like a common thing in VGC, but now you know like exactly what they're gonna do, and like you can see on them like there's almost no surprise factor. Um, you can see like
I think that you
what
can't
they're
see their
gonna tear it
stats, so
into.
you can't
Yeah,
see like specifically like oh how fast or how bulky or how strong do they train it. I think
right.
like it almost makes sense with like Terras because it's like
The
oh
tears, yeah,
my Pokemon can also just turn into literally any of the other types in the game
yeah,
on
yeah.
command. It's like and you're like is that too many options to like have your competitive players like reasonably consider?
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yo, hear me out. Open deck list with side decks.
Yes, yes,
No.
actually, yes.
It's like, oh, let me put in my Psyduck and my 1/1 Toad
Oh,
Yeah,
Scroll
you got no switching
exactly,
cards? Let me put in this
exactly.
and my Miract. I
Maractus.
mean,
Yeah, actually,
but
but
everyone has Turo in their side deck though, so it doesn't even matter.
yeah, exactly. But
Wait, you don't
yeah.
know I side decked it in.
Okay, Eric, how's your Raging Bolt deck doing when I side deck in my Farigiraf EX line?
Yeah, Prime Catcher Boss. GG's, bud.
That he doesn't even know what the card does.
It's fine.
Farigiraf EX. What does Farigiraf EX do, Eric?
Wait,
What does this card in standard
is
do?
it an ability, not an effect?
It's an ability. It
Oh,
doesn't take
canceling
Ability.
damage
cologne.
from basic
GG's, bro.
EXs.
Canceling cologne.
Oh
It's fine.
yeah.
But
Nice
I,
canceling cologne, yeah. You
I,
priced it, too bad.
yeah, can't put that into your side deck. Like, yo, I side decked this card and it's prized. Ah!
Yeah, so I'm interesting to see how it's used. Some funny comments on Twitter. My favorite was Grant Manley with the I prefer open deck list with like the one guy by himself emoji.
Yeah.
He says he lost to Little Timmy's random Devo one too many times, and open list is higher skill, lower variance, which is all he wants. Do you guys agree that open deck list is higher skill?
Um, like yes, I think you can truly plan your game exactly prepping for like what's coming. Um, in a way like the deck building to like include random surprise cards that help a matchup like is a bit of a skill without hurting consistency too much, but like overall I think like if you can plan perfectly like I think that is like a bit
Yeah.
more skillful.
Hmm.
I think to quote Grant Manley's teammate Azul GG, who replied to this comment about to Little Timmy's random Devo, he said, "Nah, I'd win." So I'll let that be my take.
That's your take. Got it. Understood. All right. Well, those were our kind of like updates from the news. So good on Pokemon to kind of like get that stuff out to us. Looking forward to more information. Hot take. What regional, if any, that are currently announced is going to have this open deck list as some part of any of its phases? What's your prediction? Anything?
LAIC.
LEIC?
Oh yeah, yeah, true.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Parker, is
Just
that
for
your
Top
guess
Cut
too?
though.
That's for Top Gun. Got it. Okay. Parker, what's your prediction?
Definitely not Vegas. Where everyone's a gambling man out there. But
You're gonna roll the
Hey.
dice of not
yeah,
knowing what your opponent's deck does.
Well, for
exactly.
LAIC, wait, for LAIC, wouldn't we know by now? I guess,
Registration's not up for it.
no, but like there's some invites for the people that got stipend stuff.
They haven't registered yet.
No
Registration's not
pre-reg?
open.
Okay.
I mean, there will be pre-reg, but it's not open yet.
Yeah, it's not open yet. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, LAIC is that's a good take, Maddox. That's a good take.
I'm
Probably
full of good
actually.
takes
Yeah.
here on the Beach Core podcast.
Exactly.
I've always made correct takes.
Speaking of
Always.
correct takes, have you heard of these guys, FCBC? Because they are the most correct sleeves you could ever play in the game. They got a new color coming out, Rose Petal coming soon.
I
So
think they
make
have
sure
more colors coming too, so just kind of keep an eye out. I know we'll
Oh,
be
more colors besides Rose Petal?
I don't know it's out for sure, but
You leaking the
just
sauce here, bro? You leaking the sauce?
just keep an eye out on FCB at FCBC Armor on Twitter, and of course we'll be tweeting them and showing off some of our cool sleeves once we get them. I know Brian's gonna hook us up.
Bro, Maddox is leaking the sauce, dude. You got that inside scoop. All right, moving on. I'm gonna get to our trivia segment real quick. I was gonna ask you guys how many, megas are in the sets, but you guys would have smashed that. It's 10. You
There's
knew
10.
that.
Wait,
There's
there's only 10.
10.
Oh, I definitely thought there was only 8.
There's
This could
10.
have been a trivia question.
Dang, that could have been Parker would have got you back. All right, but anyways, we are gonna keep it mega related. One of my favorite websites
Name every
is
single Mega Pokemon.
I thought about it. I didn't test it. One of my favorite websites is pricecharting.com. It's a website that kind of like keeps track of PSA grades, ungraded grades, a little bit better than TCG players sometimes because of like solds on eBay's. So according to pricecharting.com, what is the most expensive English mega card from the previous printings of any mega Pokemon?
I have a good guess. I
Is it
guess.
Charizard? Parker, what do you think?
I think it's the Altar Mega Sableye Tyranitar tag team.
Actually I forgot. Yeah, there are some tag team GXs in there.
That's my
Eric, is this
guess.
just a Pokemon? Is this a card featuring a Mega Pokemon, or is it a Mega Pokemon
What is the most
card?
expensive English mega card?
So Mega referring to the game mechanic known as Mega Evolution, or
The
just a
card
card that says Mega in it.
the card name includes the word mega.
Okay, does it include a Mega Evolution rule on the card?
I will not confirm or deny that.
Okay, so it's a
Okay,
tag
yeah,
team.
so I'm right.
So-
So I'm right.
That's wait. What's the other Mega? I mean, there's a Mega Lopunny GX with something, but I
Yeah,
think it's the
no,
only
it's
other
no,
Mega
no,
one.
it's
Yeah.
no way. Just
Okay.
kidding. Just kidding.
So is Mega Sableye Tyranitar worth that much?
Yeah, everything that says tag team on it is like absurdly expensive
True.
just for no reason.
Worth more than like a Mega Charizard X from 12 years ago or whatever.
I think so. Even the gold ones, yeah. So those are.
All right,
Um,
I'll let you send it. You're the
I'll send it.
yeah.
Boom.
What's
We're
the
sending
final
it.
answer?
The Altar Mega Sableye Tyranitar.
You're talking about the one from Unified Minds, I assume.
Yeah.
So the Alt Art Mega Sableye and Tyranitar GX number 226 is $238.68 according to Price Charted ungraded. And you're correct. It is the most expensive Mega card. The Mega Charizard Maddox that you were referring to is like
It's got to be
150
close.
ungraded, I think, last I saw.
Even the gold one?
Um, Lucario, because like Lucario's even more. Oh, that's Japanese. Yeah. Lopunny's 141. So Gardevoir is actually more expensive. Where is the
Well,
Charizard?
what was I mean? What's the one other tag team like? Tag team. What's
The
what's what's
other
what's
Mega
Mega
Lopunny
Jigglypuff?
and Jigglypuff, yeah.
Yeah, this one is how much is this one? Yeah, oh, this is $22. That's the base rarity. Womp womp. Actually, were there even any other nicer rarities? I don't know.
I don't even see the
There's one. They all
Charizard.
kind of the same.
Charizard did not come on this list. I wonder if it's more expensive. That'd be funny.
It's gotta be a Mega Charizard.
No, it's there, but like the gold one didn't come up.
Well, the gold one, according to TCG Player, is actually way more. Holy cow.
Well, if you look at the listings, that's why.
Mm.
Parker, we got the trivia question right. We don't have to.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah,
we got it right.
yeah,
Don't worry
yeah,
about it,
yeah,
Eric. Don't
yeah,
worry about it.
cut.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about
you
it.
can cut it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut.
Nothing else to investigate from here. Don't worry about it.
All right,
So,
moving on then. Moving on. Next up is our Dream Pack for Competitors segment. This is where we're going to talk about the Mega Evolution cards that we really, really want from the pack, from one single pack. If we could like make a perfect pack of 10 cards, this would be our pack, my pack, Parker's pack, Max's pack. This won't cover all the cards from Mega Evolutions, but it does cover, a good bit of the ones that we think are going to be competitively viable. So, Parker, you're up first. Please tell us what 10 cards are in your pack when you're opening it.
All right. Well, I was gonna look for a pack wrapper, but I don't see one. So I got my pack right here.
you got the magic pack.
I got
10
the
cards you're
magic
looking for.
pack. I got a perfect pair that I opened together. So in this pack, I got a Kyogre. So what Kyogre does is one water, Riptide, 20 damage times the number of water energy in your discard pile, and then you shuffle them into your deck.
Parker, that's
And
your
I got
perfect pack. How are you gonna get all your water energy in the discard?
Yeah, well, I also pulled with this one Mega Abomasnow. So for
Hey
two
yo,
waters, it has 100
you got an
damage.
EX in the second slot of your pack. That's
That's
nuts.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
crazy. I thought it was a God pack at first, but then I saw
You
the
pulled a
Kyogre.
Kyogre, and then you're like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
this
It's like,
sucks.
oh, that stinks. But I guess a printing error, I guess. But yeah, so this does 100 times the number of water energies you discard off your deck. You discard the top six for two, so you could do 600 damage if you
That's a
wanted to.
lot.
That's a lot of damage. It
Is there
also
anything that
has
manipulates like the top five of your deck or something like that? Like I know you have like the stadium for one, but is there anything that like does multiple?
uh
Maybe the Cipher does too. I
there's
think.
like
Oh,
cards you
Cypher
can
does
like
too.
look and rearrange, but I don't think you can like put five on top or
That's kind of funny.
but then it also has a three energy attack, Frost Barrier. During your next turn, takes 30 less, effectively giving your guy 380 HP. That's a lot of health.
Wait, how much
Sheesh.
is the deal?
It does 200.
Only
Pretty good.
okay.
What's it weak
It's
to?
like
What's it weak to?
it
Metal.
is weak to metal, yeah.
All
So
right.
sadly, Goldango, who already
Oh,
one
Goldango
shots it.
Ultra
Oh
farms
my
this. Jeez.
god.
Oh, 380, that's cute. Make it rain.
Yeah.
Make it rain
I
for 400.
honestly, it feels great. Like whenever like your opponent like in weird matchups and like when they go in with like Lily's Clefairy to like KO a Goldango, like oh no, okay, two energy, like oh it's actually KO'd your Clefairy. Like
Yeah,
metal
yeah.
weakness is nice.
Ugh, crazy. But let's see what else I got. All right, so I got two more cards. So I pulled Shedinja and Ninjask.
Ooh.
So the Ninjask, we've seen this ability before on Ninjask. It says cast off shell when you play it from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon. Search your deck for Shedinja and put it on your bench. I think there was like there's definitely one from like Black and White that did like the same
Yeah,
thing.
there's been
I
a
think
few
it
of these.
was
It's cool to see like because it's a cool in like video game mechanic and cool to see it like keep
yeah.
showing up in the TCG.
Mm-hmm. The attack, uh, nothing worth mentioning really. But Shedinja, the guy you put out, if it's knocked out by damage from your opponent's EX, they don't take a prize for it. And it
From
also
EX.
has, yeah, from EX. And then it has a one energy, 20 times the number of each damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon. So if you hit them for,
Bro, why couldn't
160,
we have this in Sableye, bro? In Lost Box?
that would be
Bro,
crazy. I
jeez.
remember I remember I tried the Jinx and then Lost Fox.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, pretty good attack, I think.
All right.
Cool ability too.
Pack
So
is
my
cooking
next
so
two,
far.
it is cooking. The next two, oh, so I got Lunatone and Sableye as my next two
With Soul
cards.
Rock.
Or yeah, I was so fit on
We're
lockbox.
Still,
Lost Zone brain
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we
yeah.
are lost zone brained. So Lunatone, really cool card. Also one of your pre-release promos.
Oh.
Has the ability Lunar Cycle. If you have Soul Rock in play, you can discard a fighting and draw three. So pretty
That's
crazy.
that's gonna be so good in Raging Ball, right?
It could be, yeah.
I mean, discard a
Raging
fighting, draw
Bolt.
three. That's like ultra consistency right there.
Yeah, it's
I
like a
mean, it's.
Sada.
I mean, I guess the issue is like you had played Greninja before, but Greninja was any energy, so here it has to be specifically fighting. But then also now you have to have like Lunatone and a Soul Rock down, so it's not like when Nest Ball turns
Oh,
into
you're
like
gonna have
discard a
both to
card for
do
two
the
cards.
Yeah, you
ability?
have to have both, yes.
You have to have Soul Rock in play to
Oh.
use the ability. But Soul Rock's a very efficient attacker, as Parker will
Yeah.
mention here shortly.
Yeah, so for one fighting energy, it has 70 damage. But you have to have Lunatone on your bench. But 70, really good number. You're killing pretty much all like little basics like Dreepies, Gimme Ghouls, Charmanders, a whole lot. And
Bro.
then no weakness or resistance, so you can still kill Pidgeys even though they resist you.
Got him.
um, but
That would have been relevant and NAIC.
yeah. All All right.
It's
What
okay,
else
Eric.
is in
I'm
here?
never gonna forget that moment, like ever, dude.
Dang. All right.
Okay,
Let's
wait. So hold
see.
on, wait. So are
Oh.
they both 70 HP? How much HP do these things have?
Oh, they have 110 on
Okay,
basics.
that's pretty
So
good.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
No trolley. Hold up.
Yo, I'm about to cook a Raging Bolt list as soon as we get off here with these two
Raging Bolt
cards.
Trolley.
That's terrible.
Definitely no trolley. But I'm playing Soul Rock and Lunatone for sure.
Yeah,
How
double
are we
nest
getting
ball for.
both
I
of
don't
them
know.
out? Yeah, double nest
But I
ball,
mean, it is like your
and then
fan.
what?
You just play two of them and you just start attacking with them, bro.
You gotta play a lot of fighting energy for this.
We could play five. It's fine.
Actually, I mean, what if we just cut the ogre pawn?
We need two for big bench. Big bench.
Nah, we got Lunatone Solrock. We chillin'. Also, I wanted to combo this because there's the other Lunatone that, like, if you have a Solrock in play, then prevents the effects of stadiums done to your Pokemon. So, like, there's gonna be some deck at some point that can combo all this together.
What is that relevant for?
Like, I mean, like, you could go and play, like, League Headquarters and, like, make your opponent's Pokemon's attack cost more, but yours won't.
Dang, cooking.
Was
Because at one,
cooking.
what is it? At one point, people played it with Shadow Rider VMAX to combo it with Path, so then you could keep drawing while your opponent's Path locked.
Wait, is that a thing that happened?
Yes.
I think it did actually.
That's great. That's great. All right, we're
All
cooking.
right. All right.
How do you keep pulling
Speaking,
these two Pokemon card combos, bro? That's
I
crazy.
don't know. I guess it's just my dream pack.
Bro, these packs are
No.
nuts.
Lunatone from
Yeah,
Obsidian Flames, by the way, for anyone who wants to cook the New Moon combo.
true. Well, some good fighting cards to go along with these pulls that I'm getting. So there's a Premium Power Pro. So what this is, if you remember Electro Power from back in the good old Pika ROM days, it's your fightings do 30 more damage to your active Pokemon before applying a
Bro,
weakness and
wait, didn't you
resistance.
say the Soul Rock was is it fighting type?
Yeah.
Bro, we're playing this in Sonic. We're playing this in Bolt.
Holy mackerel. Um
Actually, wait, you play the other card that Parker's about to talk about. That won't
yeah,
spoil.
yeah. The next one, fighting Gong, also in this little pair that I got. It lets you search for a basic fighting Pokemon or basic fighting energy
Oh,
card. So
or
it's
not and? That's sad.
what do
You
you
want it to be a
mean? That would be
that's-
absolutely broken if it was and.
That would
Nobody's playing fighting Pokemon, dude.
Well, they will be now with this awesome fighting support.
Everyone bring out your Koridons from Koridon EX from SVI.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
Wait,
sir.
wait. This works with what's the stage 2 right now that no one's playing?
Ammo Swine.
Surely this will help people
No,
play
the
it.
fighting
Garchomp.
stage 2, yeah, Garchomp. This works for Garchomp.
Absolutely, it
We
does.
don't have to play the stupid stage 1 packages.
You probably still play
Gabite
that, but
is its whole engine.
No, the grass type, the Roselia.
you probably
It's a
still
si-
play Roselia. To be honest with
We don't need to. We just play the Fighting Power Pro instead. That's plus 4 cards.
Maybe.
you,
I guess you
perhaps.
can search for your engine. I mean, like, Gabite can search for the Roserades and the Roselias,
Yeah.
which is a benefit.
Eh.
Or just play all of it.
Right.
Speaking of grass Pokemon, though, I pulled a Meganium
What?
in this pack as well.
Bro, your pack is
Yo.
goated, dude.
Yeah, this pack is absolutely crazy. Its ability Wild Growth, each basic attached to your Pokemon provides 2 grass energy. Or sorry, basic grass energy attached provides 2 basic grass energies. The ability can't stack, but yeah, it makes all your grass types with your grass energies attached to count as 2.
Start load up those energy. Teal dancing
Bro.
all
Yeah,
over the
all
place.
your teal dance with 2 energy attached, it's already hitting like 150. Boom.
Dude, Grass GLC
Crazy.
is going to get nuts.
Yeah. What
There
else
surely
is-
won't be any other stadium cards or anything else that helps grass that we're definitely talking about later.
Oh, this is also a
Yeah.
stage 2, so you just play Rillaboom. You still play the other thing instead.
True.
Play both, dude.
Well, they already play like so many evolutions. Maybe they do play both. I don't
Throw in
know.
another, yeah, play Meganium, play the Venusaur. They do the same, turn one grass energy into four grass energy.
That'd be insane.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I mean, because the Bailey's attack isn't bad either. Push down, switch out your opponent's active to the bench after you do the 50 damage.
Oh, we
Yeah.
got stuff here.
Pretty good.
Parker, what you got in that pack? Any I know you're
Um,
getting to that last slide.
for the
You
last
got a hit for
one.
that last pack?
Oh, we got a hit. We got a Mega Manectric.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So this one pretty cool. This is 330 health for a three prizer. A little bit lacking. I do say so myself. But
Stage one though, at
oh yeah,
least.
stage one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. True. It's got an attack, two lightnings, flash ray. If you remember Jolteon EX, I think it was the same name, but it did 100. This does 120 damage. Next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So that
Ruh-roh.
was
Eric's
a
Raging
couple
Bolt
good
deck.
Prime
decks. Yeah,
Catcher
not the,
Boss.
yeah, no
That
sir. It's
one.
my only Pokemon on the field. And then the second attack, three
Joke's on you, I
lightning.
played Echoing Horn, idiot.
Whoa, that card's not
Oh,
legal. Anyway,
Judge.
anyways, it's got the second attack is three lightning, riot blaster. It does 200. And you may discard all the energy attached. If you do, it does 130 more. So 330 for three. You can
That's a good
knock yourself
number.
out
That's a
in
lot
the
of
mirror.
damage.
That's a
It's
good
a lot of
number
damage.
for stage one. That's a good number.
Yes, absolutely.
Yo, crack pack, Parker.
That was, yeah. What it might be one of the best packs I've ever opened.
Nah, I'd win.
True.
All right, what you got then, Eric?
All right, up first. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Oh shit, we got a full art on the first one. This might be a god pack. Yo, it's crazy. I got full art Lieutenant Surge's deal that says ask your opponent if they agree to have each player take a prize card. If your opponent agrees, each take a prize card. If they don't, you draw four. This is sick, bro. This full art is so sick. I'm super psyched for this card. Do you guys want to give me an extra prize? I'm playing Charizard.
Yeah, sure. Here, you can take knockout on my guy.
Sick. 210. Counter catcher 210.
I was down to one prize. Thanks for the game, idiot.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So it does have some cool effects, like with Charizard and stuff, like increasing damage. Um, Also, it's like a weird kind of like interaction with your opponent. You're like, you ask them, and you're like, let me check your discard pile. Let me check your team sheet and see what you
Yeah.
can do. All right, next up, my next card. Whoo! We got an SIR, bro. What the
In the
hell?
second slot?
This has got to be a
Oh,
god
oh,
pack.
it's a god pack.
Woo! God pack. SIR Lily's Determination. Wait, let me get. Hold on, I gotta get an FCBC sleeve for this because this is crazy, man. I can't believe I pulled this card. It's worth so much money. My hands are shaking. All right. We got it sleeved up. Okay, we're safe. Can make some money now. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw six cards. If you have six prize cards remaining, draw eight instead. Those cards broken, dude. This
But
is
it's
my
Cynthia, but better.
yeah, Cynthia, but better. Yeah, if you have six prize cards, aka Dragapult, who I never take any prizes until I win the game. Yeah, I'm gonna draw eight the whole game, literally the whole game. So yeah, I mean this card is sick. What do you guys think about this art, man?
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't know,
That's it.
man. I got the hits coming, bro. I got the hits coming.
All right, let's see. You're gonna get a third hit in a row. Is this
All right,
truly a god pack?
let me check. Oh, it's a hit. Oh, but it's not. It can't be a god pack with this art. It's the base rarity Mega Gardevoir EX. Do we need more Gardevoir support? What does this do? Overflowing wishes one psychic. For each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for a basic psychic energy card and attach it to that Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. That's kind of insane, dude. We can just like attach energy to all of our bench Pokemon. And the second attack is Mega Symphonia 50 times. This attack does 50 damage for each psychic energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So you can do max, what, 300? 330 if we got some Monkey Dories on the field. It is
No,
weak to dark.
for each energy attached to all of your Pokemon.
Oh,
So
bro,
if you have eight energy in play, you're hitting 400.
my bad. I thought it was to like a Pokemon. Yeah, that's crazy.
Nah, this ain't Toad Scroll EX. This is Mega Gardevoir
Yeah, you
EX.
can hit
You swing it.
800
Yeah.
Big
damage
numbers.
if you want.
If you play a 1/1/1 Mega Gardevoir EX line and 57 energy, then you're hitting quick math. The 2350 damage.
Talking about all the Gardevoir
Yeah.
support we're getting in this set, some cards that I'm hoping to maybe pull a little bit later. I got the Mystery Garden. I think it does like once during each player's turn, you can discard one energy card and then draw cards for however many Psychic Pokemon you have in play. So you can like
Yeah, draw
discard.
until you have as many cards in hand
Yeah.
as you do Psychic Pokemon in
Okay. So you can
play.
discard draw until you have up to 6 cards in hand. That's pretty good. I like that card. I think there's like another Suspicious Watch or something.
I have a feeling
Uh,
that's in my pack.
Oh, okay, all right. I was just looking at all the psychic support cards that are out there. I hope to get one. Let's move on to my next card. Oh, this card is banned. Next one. Oh, this card's also banned. Oh, we got the Vitality Forest reprint. Each player's grass Pokemon may evolve into a grass Pokemon on the turn they were played, except on that player's first turn. This card is insane. It is completely banned in GLC right now. I have to say. Do you guys think this will get banned in GLC?
Well, wait, well, Force of Giant Plants is banned in GLC
Yes.
and in
Yeah.
And an
expanded.
expanded.
And it
Um,
expanded. Yeah, what
so
do
I
we
mean,
think about this card?
yeah, I mean, this card, like again, it's a little better balancing. I think it's really just like a card can exist when I mean, it's based on what grass Pokemon are there. So I'm very excited to see a card like this in Standard, breaking the evolution rules. How it affects all the other formats, it's hard to say.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it should be a card allowed in GLC. I mean, Forest Giant Plants is banned for a reason, and this one should also be immediately banned. If it's not banned, I guarantee you the week that, Tricky Jim does his like GLC thing, Grass is gonna win that tournament for sure. Evo Press Grass with this card would be insane.
Or question, you keep it legal, but you bring back the stadium that lets you cheat the fossils into play for colorless.
Yes.
No, I don't know what that one is.
That's the one that
DLC.
lets you cheat Archeops into play.
That's
And it ends your
crazy.
turn. But oh well.
All right, next up for me, what do we have here? Oh, got a Cinderace,
Not a
a
god pack.
stage 2, 160 HP, has the ability Explosiveness. If this Pokemon is in your hand when you're setting up to play, you can put it face down as you're active. And its attack says Flare Turbo, 50 damage. The damage is relevant. And colorless for the attack. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your bench Pokemon any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. That's pretty good Pokemon for a turn one attack. We gotta play 4 of them, so I need to open like 3 more of these. What do you guys think about this Fire Cinderace? Looks pretty good.
Takes me back to the good old Talonflame days.
There's also a Luxray out, I think, in maybe Crown Zenith that did this a similar thing, but it's always cool to see these like support type Pokemon that you like cheat into play, you start them. And this one's always interesting because like you can see your hand and like you can have a Cinderace in there, but you can mulligan it if it's still not good enough because like you're not required to like use the ability because it's not a basic. So there's like some like interesting interactions there, but you still have to play a basic Pokemon to like build a deck. So I mean, there's some interesting interactions there for sure, but I don't know. I'm kind of
That's
excited to see again, and I mean, it's a very good attack, right? I mean, it's free retreat too, and irrelevant damage accelerates energy into play. I think a cool card. I think just can you build the right deck that is consistent enough to like get this card out and start it every time, so you can power up whatever else is relevant.
all right. Play four Lily's doll, four Cinder.
Eric just loves mentioning cards that aren't in the standard format today.
True, true, true. All right, I'm getting a little tired of this pack. I'm gonna go a little faster. I'm gonna look at the next 3. Ooh, 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 oh, we got 3 of a line back to back in my pack. Yo, we got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Mega Venusaur
Oh my
EX. Bro,
god!
I can't believe this happened. I'm so excited. The Bulbasaur, nothing special. Does have 80 HP, worth noting. Can't Buddy Poffin for it. It's got the bind down attack for 10 during your opponent's next turn. If any Pokemon can't retreat, we might be able to use this if we can kind of combo it with the other guy that lets you use bottom.
Relicanth.
Relicanth.
Yeah, that guy, Relicanth, that guy. That's the guy. Ivysaur up next, 110 HP, Razor Leaf attack for double grass. does 60 damage, has 3 retreat cost. But this is the one we're all after here. Mega Venusaur EX, 380 HP. He's a mammoth,
Crazy.
but he's not a mammoth. He's actually Mega Venusaur. And he is 20 hit points away from being 400. So let's see how we can boost that as much as we want. But his ability, Solar Trans, as many times as you like during your turn, you may move a basic grass energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. So this is kind of sick because it says as many times as you want. It's not just
Mhm.
like once. And the attack says Jungle Dump. He's going to take a dump in the jungle for
Uh,
four grass or 240 damage and heal 30 from this Pokemon. This does really combo very well with, I think it's like a Wally supporter or something. Does
Yeah.
some cool things. So I'm pretty excited to see what people can do with this and, move all the energy off your Venusaur, heal it, but move the energies back, attack. Pretty cool. Also, next card in my pack. Ooh, the Shuckle. It's got the Ferment Juice ability. This is also how we're going to heal our Venusaur a little bit more. 80 HP, can't Buddy Poffin for it. So this deck is like struggling. We're not playing any Poffin in this deck at all. A Ferment Juice. Once during your turn, if your Pokemon has any grass energy attached, you may use this ability. Heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon, and its attack says roll out 30 damage for a grass and colorless. So those cards were pretty interesting. What do you guys think about the Mega Venusaur line and its kind of healing strategy that it can do?
I'm kind of jealous. That's what I was hoping to pull in my pack, actually.
Bro,
you
you
could have
gotta
picked
rip
anything you wanted
better.
in your pack. Come on.
Whoa, whoa, hey, but he had it first.
And
You
I
can't
think
pull
that
it in the same box.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I do
you're
think the
right.
Mega Venusaur is like a pretty cool strategy. Again, we've seen I think there's been one list floating around from Japan. It's like utilizing the Relicanth. It's like a big like trapping deck, like a big tank and heal deck. It's like very hard to like see these big tank and heal decks. And for a stage two with 380 HP plus a bunch of ways to heal it, I'm excited to see like what comes from this, and I just hope that something that works.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Venusaur too, and gotta look at my last card in my pack. Last card in the pack. Mega Signal so that I can find my Venusaur in my deck. Search your deck for one Mega Evolution Pokemon EX. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. Really like this card. It's very specific to Mega Evolution Pokemon, which I like. It's pretty balanced. And it is an item card, so it's pretty easy to go find this. You don't need Ultra Ball. Um, but yeah, I like that they include the word evolution Pokemon. That way you can't just go find like Latias or Latios or anything like that. But yeah, that's my pack. I thought it was a God pack, but it wasn't. Maddox, what's your pack
Close.
looking like?
Yeah, again, wrap things up here. Got the pack here. My pack looks a little different, but it's a dream, but it's a dream pack, so don't worry about it. So got the first up, got the Mega Lucario EX. Again, just like everyone else, been really hitting like the pack the card slot one EXs. So Mega Lucario EX again been a pretty hyped card, but definitely one I'm excited to try out. 340 HP on a stage one with the Aura Jab attack. Deals 130 for one fighting and attaches 3 basic fighting from your discard to your bench Pokemon any way you like. So great way to like very efficiently deal damage. Plus, it can deal more damage. Some of that support that Parker mentioned, those premium, but plus fighting power pros.
Yeah.
And then Mega Lucario's big cleanup attack is the Mega Brave for 270 for 2 fighting energies. But again, mix in some of those modifiers, and you're hitting some really big numbers for a stage one Pokemon. So it's really cool to see. Let's see
I
this
really
next
like this.
one.
Like, wait, hold on. I really
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
Lucario because you can combo it with the Soul Rock Lunatone combo to get the fighting energy into the discard pile to then use Aura Jab and just kind of set
Exactly.
your board up with all your Lucarios being ready to like, hey man, I got all these fighting powers in my deck. I can hit 300 any turn I want, like literally any turn. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I know Mitch will like it too, our friend of the pod.
Oh yeah, big Lucario enjoyer. Next up, we got the Surfing Beach. This is a stadium card. One I'm actually very excited to try out to give some luck to one of my favorite rogue decks, Palafin. Once during each player's turn, that player may switch their active water Pokemon with one of their benched water Pokemon. So again, switching on a stadium. The main part with Palafin is you need to be able to switch it from the active to the bench to use that 0 to hero. So I'm excited to see that and just have a little extra switch Also, a lot of water Pokemon are just like normally pretty bulky, and like difficult to move around sometimes. So I think just a support like this gives them a lot of utility. You don't need to play a switch that can be shut down by Badoo's item lock, or have to worry about like air balloon retreat lock. I mean, this it lets you switch. It says you can switch it, and it doesn't matter if it's a basic evolution, anything you can use it. So pretty excited for that.
Did you say beach?
I did.
As in like the Beach Court podcast?
That's a different
Ah,
standard card, the
ah,
beach
ah,
court.
ah.
One less
Ah,
retreat cost.
time to name our.
Surfing beach is a little better for if you play only water Pokemon, but beach court better if you're looking for great Pokemon podcast every week, or if you're just trying to get one of your basics with one retreat or less
I
out
was
there.
trying to play that, Mega Lucario. You retreat your Riolus for one energy instead of two.
Sure.
Sure. Anyways, next one. Oh, my pack's a little more normal. This is actually the Magnemite. There's a new Magnemite in this set,
Oh,
and I wanted to make sure I pull one especially because this is a Magnemite with 70 HP and one retreat. So again, been big on playing some Rhydon in the past. I want to try out and make that Magneton work. The good news about this is we finally have a Magnemite that does not have 60 HP, does not have 50 HP, it has 70 HP, so you can search it out still with Rhydon's tandem unit. It is not KO'd immediately by a Dragapult, so hey, a nice little tool to have for any
but its
lightning enjoyers.
attack sucks.
You don't need
You suck.
if you're attacking with Magnemite, just you shouldn't be iron. You should be
Bro,
amping
the
very much
number
in,
of times I attacked with a Magnemite when I played it.
Oh no, I use it too. No, I'd play two. I'd play 150 HP, 170 HP. It'd be fine.
Okay, all right, we're still playing the 50 HP. Got it.
All right, next up. This was another this is actually the fun three-card combo I was looking for. We have the Kadabra, the Alakazam, and the Suspicious Clock all from the Mega set. So the Kadabra and Alakazam, it kind of reminds me of like Shady Dealings a little bit, except not at all. But again, when you evolve Kadabra, 80 HP, again, and great to see a Kadabra card. We don't see a lot of these.
We don't
We're
see a lot
starting
of
to see
them, yeah.
more of them now, so glad to see more of them. Has the ability Psychic Draw. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may draw two cards. And the Alakazam, 140 HP, Stage 2. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may draw three cards. So, evolve into Kadabra, draw two. Evolve into Alakazam, draw three cards. Alakazam also has a cool niche attack for one Psychic Hand Power. Put two damage counters on your opponent's active for each card in your hand. So you use a lot of these, build up your hand, put some damage counters into play. But I'm excited to use it with this third card, the Suspicious Clock, which is a trainer card. It's an item card, and a very powerful effect that we don't really see on items a lot. You can devolve one of your evolved Psychic Pokemon by returning any number of Evolutions cards on it to your hand. That Pokemon can't evolve this turn.
Yeah, I see what they're doing there.
Yeah. But again, when I said it reminds me of Shady Dealings a little bit, it reminds me of like the Scoop Up Net. You'd have your Inteleon, so I could go play my Suspicious Clock to pick up my Alakazam, and then immediately evolve a different Abra into a Kadabra, draw two cards, and evolve a different Kadabra into an Alakazam, draw three cards. So one item card turns into a quick little +5.
Bro,
So honestly, something that seems kind of fun, and I want to try it out.
you're gonna be playing this the locals. I can't wait for it.
All right, next up, another trainer card. Big fan of trainer cards. We got Dangerous Ruins, which is Monkey Dory's new best friend. Dangerous Ruins, whenever again, stadium card, whenever either player puts a non-dark basic Pokemon onto their bench, put two damage counters onto that Pokemon. So we've seen cards like this in the past with like Gapejaw Bog, but the key distinction with this one is you don't have to play it from your hand for the damage. Just when the basic Pokemon enters play. So if you put
That's
it on
pretty
your
good.
Nest Ball, Call for Family, anything like that, putting damage into play. And why I say it's Monkey Dory's best friend is because a lot of Monkey Dory decks, you want a way to generate damage to spread it to your opponent's Pokemon. But now with the stadium, you can go and put the stadium in play, put your own Monkey Dory in play, attach that dark energy, and start spreading damage immediately. Or if you're a deck like Dragapult, you put this into play, and now your opponent's 70 HP Charmander now takes 20 damage just for entering play.
Bro, leave my Charmander alone.
And leave my 70 HP Magnemite alone as well.
You know what's crazy? Like, this would be so good in Grimmsnarl if Spike Muth wasn't so good for it.
Yeah, literally.
This would
That's
be
what I was
so
thinking,
good. You
and
just
I
want
was
to
just
play
like,
Frostlass?
You
yeah,
kind of
that's,
can't. Yeah.
yeah. That's what I was thinking, and I was just like, wait, you can't play that deck without Spike Move.
Yeah, you literally can't.
All right, next one. We have Acerola's Mischief. So
Ooh.
Eric's got Lieutenant Surge in his Charizard deck. I got Acerola in mine. Next card, another techie supporter card. Kind of reminds me of Briar a little bit. Or even like Fantina for any Lost Zone enjoyers. But you can use this card only if your Pokemon has two or fewer prize cards remaining. Choose one of your Pokemon in play, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects from attacks done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX. So, what this means, you're turning one of your Pokemon into an invincible tank from anything your opponent can do with a Pokemon EX. So, cool applications I think for this is, you think about like those Charizard, Pidgeot decks. You'd go and KO the Pidgeot, and then now a Charizard player can't find the piece that they need. Well, if you maybe have a one prize or maybe like a Chi-Yu, use that to take two prizes, and you ace rolls Mischief to protect your Pidgeot. Well, now your opponent, is at two prizes, doesn't NIWK KO Pidgeot, and now you just quick search for boss next turn or quick search for rare shady Charizard, and you get the combo you need. Exactly. Very, very conniving and
Well, they
sneaky,
can,
just
they
like
can,
Parker.
it's completely invincible. Can you do it every turn?
I mean, you only play a supporter once a turn,
But like
yeah.
every turn, can you do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you have four Ace Rolls Mischief, you can just keep playing them.
That's
Your
crazy.
opponent can't do
Oh,
anything,
boy.
but your opponent has to have two or fewer prize cards, so pretty steep. And again,
Oh,
you're choosing
sure.
only one Pokemon, and it can't, from opponent's Pokemon EX. Now, of
Yo,
course,
Charizard EX, you go unfair stamp.
or also to get the lone Dedenne into play, go Dedenne, Electromagnetic Sonar, get the Mischief back, and just keep playing it.
Yep.
Could be onto something.
Dude, Control's gonna get open deck list and this card. Oh my god.
All right, second to last slot. Hopefully, it's an SIR. Yes, it is. My personal chase card of
Hey.
the set.
It looks like
The
a trump
SAR
card.
Bulbasaur. Parker, don't ruin my dreams. The SAR Bulbasaur, again, big Bulbasaur fan. And actually, I think the like enhanced booster boxes have a promo of this Bulbasaur. So hopefully I can snag one of
Oh,
those.
do they?
Get that
Yep.
Bulbasaur with a little
Yep.
stamp on it. And
Oh,
there's
that's
your max
sick.
rarity for your Venusaur EX deck, Eric.
But
But
you have to just tell your friends at Woki that you need that and they'll make it happen probably.
maybe. But the Bulbasaur, man, very, very sweet card. Plus, again, retreat lock playable card. Excited to have one.
I did not know that was the card and enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Dang.
Now you know. Get
Now
your
you know.
pre-orders now. Just kidding.
What?
There were months ago, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, last card. Ooh, ended on a hit. Love to see it. Got the Mega Kangaskhan
Ooh.
EX.
Love
So
this
again,
card.
Mega Kangaskhan, great card in the video game. I don't know if it ever was that great in the TCG, but this one actually might have some decent potential. It has the ability Run Errand. Once during your turn, if this opponent is in the active spot, you may use this ability. Draw two cards. Can't use more than one Run Errand ability each turn. So it is chunky with like a 3 retreat cost, but again, a active in the ability, right? It's your Goldengo in the active, but you can play in a deck without Goldengo, especially if you're a deck that's relying on Latias or has other ways to switch in and out of the active. Mega Kangaskhan, just a free draw two. Get Ion to one, get Unfair Stamp, a quick way to refill your hand. Dig a little bit deeper for the combo card you need to pull off. And also fun attack. Kangaskhan's tend to always have fun attack. Rapid fire combo for 3 colorless, 200 damage. Flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 50 more damage for each head. So honestly, this just sounds like Goldengo to me. Infinite damage cap, and you draw 2 cards. So a card I'm excited to have a copy of, have around for some decks in case I need it. So
You know what deck would be great with that card?
what?
Raging Bolt.
Got room for Latias and your Lunatone and your
And
Solrock
your
and your
Lunatone,
Ogrepon and your backup attacker and your Fez.
Yeah. Yeah, don't hate, bro.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. Yes.
How much do they bump your stadium?
I discard Fez. I discard something else.
Discarding Fez. All right.
Well, yeah, you discard Fez because you're guaranteed to draw the cards with that. That way, if they don't take a knockout, you can draw cards.
Or you could draw 5 cards.
I'll just
Yeah,
night
or
stretcher
you could
after
draw
I draw.
two.
It's fine.
Because to be fair, Raging Bull players do always get Ion into Night Stretcher to get
Yeah,
their Fez back.
always.
So
Always.
that's my pack. I'm pretty happy with it. Again,
Pretty cool pack.
if I got any of those cards in my first pack, I'd be very happy. Again, very much chasing that Bulbasaur SIR, especially. That's my personal chase card. So and a
Yeah.
lot of cool trainer support and cool Mega Pokemon to see, and excited to see how they get impacted and increase some of the decks that we know and love today.
Yeah, well, those are some awesome packs today. Hope you guys enjoyed those. Those were custom made and made for the Beach Court podcast only. Hopefully, you get a custom pack when you're out there in the wild. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Beach Court Podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, press a like, comment, subscribe, put this video to the moon. We'll be back next week.
See ya.